आप कौन है?
मैं उर्जिता।
इधर कैसे है?
मैं चल के
ये पॉडकास्ट क्या होता है? अगर पॉडकास्ट ऐसा है तो ब्रॉडकास्ट कैसा होगा?
सही होगा।
ब्रॉडकास्ट रेडियो पे आता है कि टीवी पे?
व्हाट्सएप पे।
व्हाट्सएप क्या होता है?
तेरी माँ।
व्हाट्सएप आपके फोन में है?
नहीं।
कौन सा फोन है आपके पास?
Nokia 3310।
Okay, that's all I think. Hi, welcome to. You were supposed to faint, Urjita. You were like, oh my god, and you were supposed to faint. But this is Has It Aged Well. My name is Abbas. I'm your host, and with me in the studio is my co-host Urjita Vani.
Hello.
Who very obediently answered all the questions from one of the most viral movie characters before virality was a thing. And in the studio with us to discuss this movie, which is Judaai, is one of the biggest, most famous stand-up comedians in India right now. She's so famous, we had to get her dates. And finally, we have her here. I'm privileged and honored that she's joined us. Please welcome to the studio, the one and only Niveditha Prakasam.
You didn't even say my name right.
What's
That's
your name?
crazy. You just ruined my name
Is it
also.
not Prakasam?
You just said Niveditha.
No, I didn't.
Do you know how to say my name, Abbas? Say it 3 times.
Look, if anybody's checked out your recent video on Hindi, which I strongly urge you do, the link is in the description. You murder our language, so I murdered your name.
Oh wow! She
literally-
hasn't murdered it in any way. I just want to say.
Thank you, Urjita. That's
Yeah.
very nice of you.
Yeah.
But I just want to clear it out. I was supposed to be on this podcast a long time ago. I was on a pilot. Like nobody
you
else
were.
responded
Which
to
dream?
Abbas's emails for this pilot. I did. I came on this pilot. It never got released. And then I said, I want to be on your podcast again. And then he said, you're not famous enough.
And
And we're also colleagues.
Yeah.
So what is this about, Abbas?
Can I give my version of the story?
You mean
Why am I in Devdi all of a sudden?
अलग background music दोनों के लिए.
Okay.
you mean the
So-
false side of the story? Like the one that doesn't count or matter because you're not the victim?
I was very thankful you were on the pilot because on the basis of that pilot, the show got greenlit and now it's doing amazing numbers.
Is it?
It is, yes. I'm telling the absolute truth. Our producer our normal producer is not here, so we have a returning producer.
Our normal producer is not here, so we have a special
Abnormal
producer.
who is also nodding his head vigorously, saying that yes, it's one of the top shows on the IVM network. So thank you for that. And secondly, the point about you not being famous was, of course, in jest. Comedians? Yes.
No, it wasn't
Remember
because
jokes?
I actually wasn't called for a podcast until I posted my YouTube video.
Which has crossed 2 million from what I hear.
Thanks, Abbas.
So in a
Thanks
way-
for being like every other producer in Bombay.
But so in a
that won't
way,
give us spot.
in a way, can we say that because we motivated you to post your video
exactly.
because you did
Urjita,
that in
don't put
vengeance.
yourself in the same.
Yeah, of course, him. He
I
motivated.
understand you guys are co-hosts, but you don't have to be a team here.
In fact, I would like to say I kept asking him Niveditha ko kab bula rahe? And,
Yeah.
he
And
was
I was like, yeah, let her video do like a
Just
million.
because we're colleagues doesn't mean you can take advantage of me like this, all right? Put some respect on my name and say it again properly.
Niveditha ji, आपका बहुत स्वागत है इस show पे.
Thanks.
Today we are discussing. Can we get on to the movie now?
Yeah.
Okay. Today
Can
we
you
are
say the
The
movie's
best-
name without smiling?
Judaai.
Judaai.
Say it again without giggling.
I was 9 years old when this came out.
Say it properly without giggling.
Judaai. Separation. Separation.
So you don't get it? Oh my god.
I don't get it. What
Can
is
we
it?
just
So let this be on air.
Okay, fine.
So you've done your video. I mean, not to give it away for people who haven't seen it, but you use certain curse words in Hindi, correct? You remember
Yes.
those?
Yes.
What are those?
I don't want to say it. Isn't
Okay.
this like a anyway, go
No,
ahead.
they have to do with the Hindi slang word for fucking. Okay. They do. Don't act surprised. It's in your video. Okay.
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah, but it
Okay.
doesn't sound the same though.
It does.
It does. For our listeners who didn't get it, it starts with chew, ends with die. See, I cussed without cussing, guys.
Oh, that's why you said it like that.
I didn't say it. Every kid in my school and every kid who grew up in the 90s when this film came out said it. We're like, Judaai dekha kya? Judaai.
ये भिवंजी के बच्चे ऐसे बात करते हैं. Cannot believe I missed the opportunity of saying this.
Oh, Kalyan girl is taking pride in the fact that.
नहीं, भिवंजी दूर है कल्याण से. Kalyan is fancier.
No, I'm talking about Judaai, the film starring Sridevi, Urmila and Anil Kapoor.
Did you watch it in the theaters?
No, I didn't. My sister did, and she was the one who narrated the story to me, and I didn't believe it. I'm like, why would a woman give away her husband
Many
for
reasons,
money?
But yeah.
The film also stars Paresh Rawal, Johnny Lever, Kader Khan, Farida Jalal.
Really good cast.
Really good cast, but I have a few questions about why they are in this film. But we'll get to all of that. And we have you. I mean, I was thinking about this. If you think about it, guys, this podcast right now.
Oh, shut up!
Like,
I know what you're about to say. Two
It's
girls,
me.
one boy. We are fighting
It's
over
more
you.
than that.
Oh,
We
God.
have a Tamilian and a Maharashtrian.
Oh, no, Anil Kapoor is not a Muslim. But
He's not, yeah, but I'll be Abbas Kapoor for this episode.
I'm already so disturbed.
And I'm already hairy enough to qualify as Anil Kapoor. Did you see the one scene in which you can see Anil Kapoor's back hair while he's shaving?
But
Okay.
dude, wait a minute, just back to, he called you Sridevi, he called me Urmila Maton Kariye. Can we just...
Sure.
Insane.
I mean, you guys are good looking. I've never
Yeah.
argued that.
Look, this is getting very weird at this point. I don't know what's going on.
That's a great
Let's
point.
move on.
So we'll take a break, and when we come back from the break, we'll get down to actually talking about Judaai and see what my fellow female cohorts have to say about
Cohorts.
Horts. Okay.
Weirder than the movie this episode is going to
ठीक
be.
है, hort.
Before we go into a break though, if you're watching this on YouTube, we've given you enough reason to press the like button, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon.
Have we?
Yes, we have. If you're listening to us on an audio platform, please rate us, review us, and stick around for the alternate ending segment right at the end. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Hi, this is Cyrus Rogan Brocha, pyar se Rogues. I've come up with a brand new idea. It's a premium product called Club Cyrus Says. It's an offer open just for you. Let me tell you about the product. We've got exclusive Cock and Bull episodes just for you. That's right, just for you. That means others don't get to see it. Also, you get exclusive footage, extra bits, the uncut version of the interviews with celebrities. And these are huge celebrities, not small-time celebrities. Only the big guys come on the show. So you'll get the exclusive bits that nobody else gets. The extra tidbits, special stuff, uncensored stuff you don't want to put out. That's just for you. And for our audio listeners, you get special ad-free content and early access to interviews and sessions and podcasts which nobody else will get. You'll get it first. You're the first people. You're Neil Armstrong. You're Edmund Hillary. You're whoever discovered India. You're that. And by becoming an exclusive member of Club Cyrus Says, you get the power. We transfer the power to you and you become the producers and you will decide what content or what happens on that show. You are the masters and we are your... We can't use words like that. People who work for the masters, basically. So guys, get in. Special audio features include... I forget. I can't remember what the...
And we're back on Has It Aged Well with Urjita and Niveditha. Niveditha, I don't exactly remember when the Judaai came up in our conversation, but I think we were having a casual conversation about what movies we should cover.
Yeah.
And Judaai came up, and I thought, man, considering from 1997 to now, when the nature of marriage and monogamy and all of that has changed, how well would this film, how well it would have aged since then? It's been 26 years since the film came out.
Yeah.
You saw the film for this episode. Do you remember watching it before from start to finish?
I thought I remembered this movie very
Right.
well, right? Because it was just the craziest movie I've ever watched. That's
Right.
why it came up in our conversation.
Right.
Because
You want
I
to give
said
us a
that
little
is-
backstory of what happened when you tried to watch this film on Z5?
I don't think I. Oh. This time.
Yeah.
So this time when I tried to watch it on Z5, I typed in Judaai. It was available for free. So
Yeah.
I clicked on the Z5 link. But then another movie called Larla started playing.
Yeah.
Apparently, like very similar plot.
Exactly, with the same cast,
Yeah.
Sridevi and Anil
And
Kapoor.
Anil
And the
Kapoor.
same director also.
Same director.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Raj Kanwar.
Sridevi is rich. She's living the life that she wants to live in Judaai.
Judaai, yeah.
In Ladla, she's living that life. She's like the owner of a company, and Anil Kapoor is some poor guy who comes and works in her company. So I'm thinking this is Judaai, maybe I've forgotten since
yeah.
it's been so long since I watched the movie. Maybe this is the flashback before the actual movie starts.
Right.
So now I'm watching Ladla and I think it's Judaai, but I think it's a flashback. So I watched 30 minutes of it and then I'm thinking, you can't have 30 minutes of a flashback. At some point, these people are going to have to a dream sequence.
Right,
Yeah.
At some point, these people are going to have to wake up, right? But then they don't. And then I look down and I see the title Ladla. I'm like, I'm watching the wrong film. And then I have to go back and watch Judaai.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, a lot of movies in the 90s had the same
cast.
treatment, the same
Yes.
cast, the same plots.
Yeah.
Like even the acting was so similar to, like that. It's, I guess if you're the same person and you put them in different movies, it's so exaggerated. I can't believe the 90s. We grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
But you look at that and it feels like a relic, those movies. Like 2004 was far better than 1994. How did things change so much in like 10 years? Everything changed so much. When did Dil Chahta Hai come out?
2001.
How did things change from 97 to 2001?
I'll tell you exactly
like that?
how. To know more, you should listen to our Dil Chahta Hai episode with Sonali Thakkar, the very first episode of this particular show. But did you watch it when it came out? And by the way, since you're talking about 90s being a relic, I have to be honest, this film is 160 minutes long, 2 hours 40 minutes, and about 100 minutes of it I immensely enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think the last hour of it
Oh my gosh.
is bullshit.
Yeah.
But a good 1 hour 40 minute chunk of it I really enjoyed.
No, this movie is extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
probably one of the most
Sridevi's-
entertaining movies
Sridevi's
ever.
comic timing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Underrated.
God. So when I saw that Sridevi in the first frame, Sridevi ka bhai Johnny Lever, I was like, dono bhai ben, come on.
Yeah.
But then I was like, dono ka comic timing
But
match
that
ho raha hai,
happens.
so
Yeah,
that's great.
No, but you gotta understand that happens in the South.
I mean, heroines
like-
being funny?
That also.
Okay.
And also having Johnny Lever as your brother.
Yeah, I understand. So it's
By the way, before we move on, once the Johnny Lever has a song in this film, Shaadi Karke Phas Gaya.
Yeah.
Dude, Johnny Lever is a damn good dancer.
yeah.
He
Johnny
busts
Lever,
some moves in this
Listen,
movie.
he has everything going for him. Like the reason he stayed in the film industry for that long is because he was a genius.
Yeah.
All right. This man was funny, he had great expression, and he could sing a little bit and dance. He could do
Yeah.
everything he wanted to.
Do mimicry also in this
Mimicry.
film. He does a lot of
Yeah.
mimicry.
I feel like after a point these I'm saying character actors because they used to refer to them as character actors. Otherwise for me he's a great actor and comedian. So I feel like after a point character actors like Johnny Lever उनको पता चल गया था कि यार I will earn way more as a character actor than as a standalone actor. And that is not something that other comedians realize. Like I'm sure like in Laughter Challenge also जितने भी comedians निकले थे, they tried to like do movies ऐसे solos करने का try किया but नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
So I feel like Johnny Lever, he had realized it very soon that I will do way better as a character actor than as an... I mean, I'm just assuming.
No,
Maybe.
I think at the time also, this happens in Tamil films a lot. We've just stopped doing this in Tamil films. But Hindi films also, like Tamil films, used to have a parallel comedy gag
Exactly.
reel
Yeah.
Yes.
that ran parallel to the plot of the film. It had nothing to do with the plot
Exactly.
of the film
Yeah.
at
Yes.
all. Right? We still have that in Tamil films sometimes. I think it stopped like maybe 5 years ago
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
But Bollywood stopped that in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that's when people like Johnny Lever stopped
Stop appearing in
appearing in
films.
films because he used to have his own little film going on in every film he was in, and I think that's actually really nice because it's not like we're the best screenwriters in this country. Like our films are so distracting. Like it's best for people with ADHD.
I think in Hindi films what started happening was guys like, it started with Shahrukh Amir who were also doing comedy in their lead roles.
Yeah.
And then I think Akshay Kumar was the one changed the game where he was the comedian, he was the hero. So the film didn't feel like it needed an additional comedic track
Yeah, that's a
side
good
by
point.
side to go along.
And also I feel at that time I'm sure ऐसे clients नहीं होंगे जो पूछेंगे कि ये side track का क्या फायदा है? How is that helping the story of the movie? Can you please explain?
It made the movie more bearable.
Yeah.
क्या आप पीपीटी बनाएंगे जॉनी लीवर का कैरेक्टर क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है ये मूवी में उसको भाई अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा का क्या रोल है व्हाट इज द कल्चरल सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा
You know, in my memory, I used to think the Abba Dabba Jabba character. That character was played by Guddi Maruti. You remember Guddi Maruti? She often used to be paired with Johnny Lever. She was really fat. And you can Google her now. Now she's lost a lot of weight and everything, but she used to be a comedy actress and used to get paired with Johnny Lever a lot.
Yeah, she was pretty famous back then.
But it's not Goody Maruti. It's actually Upasna Singh, who's the character who played actress who played this character, and then she went on to do a lot of other comedic things.
She got a lot of roles after this
After
movie.
this, yeah.
Oh, so huge hit. I just read an article about Anil Kapoor saying that he did this for his family because they were having financial issues, and they had to make this movie because of the financial issues they were having.
Tony Kapoor was like, "Kar le yaar."
Yeah, and then he said he came under family pressure to do it, so apparently he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because the hero's role, as you can see, it is not that significant.
It's not significant
Anybody
at
could have
all.
played. Fardeen Khan could have played that
It's like
role.
Anil Kapoor was the supporting actor
Yeah.
here. Like the film rested on the shoulders of Sridevi, basically. The entire film.
And Urmila Matondkar.
And Urmila, to an extent.
Anil Kapoor का brief एक ही था कि तू कोई भी line बोलेगा, just make it sound like you are the nicest person possible on
मैं
this
बस ले लेता हूँ.
planet.
मैं गाड़ी में बैठने की मेरी हैसियत नहीं है.
Yeah. So I have one. So first of all, let me tell you my thoughts on Anil Kapoor's character. It's nice. But I also understand Sridevi's turmoil. Like उसका problem ये नहीं था कि तू आज गरीब है. उसका problem था कि तू कभी अमीर होना ही नहीं चाहता. And which is a fair concern.
No, you know what?
So we'll get to that. So I want to start from the very beginning. We start with the marriage scene. Okay, Anil Kapoor and Sridevi are getting married, and they introduce the side characters. Kader Khan is Sridevi's father. Johnny Lever is her brother, and Johnny Lever has this thing where he wants to be an actor, so he impersonates every actor that he wants, and he's walking around with a sidekick who plays the director, whose only thing is to say cut in the films. Do you know who that is?
Who?
So he was known as this. His industry name was Junior Mahmood. Because Mahmood back in the 60s, 50s and 60s was so popular that there used to be, back then this guy was obviously a kid. In the 60s, he used to impersonate Mahmood in films. So if you couldn't afford Mahmood, you got Junior Mahmood to do the Mahmood things in the film as a child actor. So that this actor is him going along. Just a little bit of trivia. So the marriage happens. On the first day of their marriage, she finds out that Anil Kapoor doesn't have an AC. She doesn't have a fridge. So I want to know from you, I want to know the female perspective. That if you've married I'm assuming it's an arranged marriage because she doesn't know anything about him. If you were to marry someone who you knew nothing about and you went to his house and you're like, oh, this guy doesn't have AC, this guy doesn't have fridge, would you just be like, fuck, I can't wait to get out of this house and
पहली बात तो होगा ही नहीं कि पता ही नहीं उसके बारे में कुछ
AC नहीं होगा ऐसा हो ही नहीं
उसके बारे
सकता
में कुछ पता ही नहीं और शादी हो गई बट अगर ऐसा हुआ भी in that case I feel like I would be a different person कि अगर मैं बिना किसी को जाने उससे शादी कर रही हूँ तो and in that case I feel I would be like this is fixable I won't go like कि अभी निकलती हूँ मैं so I will be like this is fixable
but would you be disappointed a little bit
let's give it 20 years at least so
No, you gotta understand. I come from a generation where I've seen
exactly, and you come from a relatively smaller town. Also,
I know this. This is like my forte. I know women like this, right? Like obviously, first of all, in the beginning when they say engineer ko shadi kar raha hai or something like that, like he says the damad is an engineer, everybody thinks wow he's going to make a lot of money, and then they go imandar hai. I was like, oh man, imandar nikla mera damad. Like he's so upset about it because
at the marriage someone tries to offer him a bribe and
he refuses it. And then like it's so funny because Sridevi's dad is just like her, right? He's like it's really good because it is a pretty good reflection of India, isn't it? Like, unless you take a bribe, this country does not pay you a living wage. You cannot live a normal life unless you take a bribe. So he knows already his daughter is not going to get the money he thought she was going to get. But also Sridevi has been given the dream that, oh, you're marrying an engineer, so you're going to live a really good life. So she's gone in with that expectation. You can't blame her when she suddenly finds out that this guy is some broke dude who refuses to make more money than he already, which is no money at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's crazy because he's working in some big firm as like one of the lead engineers. Like if this man is not making enough money with the salary, who is making
and do you
it?
remember the scene where some other company guy, he comes and he's like कि मैं तुमको ज़्यादा salary दे रहा हूँ, and he's like कि नहीं मैं गद्दारी नहीं कर सकता. अबे job switching का concept उसको बताया नहीं है क्या किसी
Exactly,
ने?
that's what I was talking about.
And now that you say it, कि it seems like he's working in a big company, but he's still making peanuts. I feel वो अभी भी intern के role में, पर उसको किसी ने बताया नहीं
No,
है.
that's what I'm saying.
उसको लगा होगा ज़्यादा पैसे मांगना मतलब गद्दारी होगा.
When that scene happened, that's what I thought. I was like, he said these people took me without experience. I was like, yeah, that's why they're giving you so less. Why do you think they're not giving you any money for
So
like the
Niveditha,
job you're doing?
hypothetically, if a rival podcast company boss came up to you in a party and was like, Niveditha, I see talent in you. Why are you wasting your time at IVM? I can offer you more money. You'd be like, sure.
Do you want me to lose my job? Is that, would
Hypothetically.
you do that? Would
Like
you?
if Andrew Tate,
Been there, done that. And I'm back.
So, from your example, I understand that this is the only place to be. Since
Sorry,
you've been around and come back.
अगर Andrew Tate आया and he offered you a job, would you take it? He'll be like, hey, bro,
What's the bump? How much is the bump in salary?
How much is the bump? I mean, it is like he's offering you 5 lakhs per month.
5 lakhs per month. Okay, and what do I have to do?
Just talk, prepare his script and also like co-host the podcast with him.
See, if it's just preparing the script and being backstage, I would do it.
What if he says that you have to do another version of Has It Aged Well called Have I Aged Well?
Have women aged well?
Yeah, have women aged well.
No, I won't. Then I won't do it.
You won't
I
do
won't attach my face to his ideology.
But you will still work for him.
But if I was to have to just write his script and give him stuff.
That's an honest response.
Yeah. It's okay, Niveditha. I didn't. I mean, why are you so shocked?
Viva
It's okay.
Viva Viva.
So we see a song at the opening credits. I miss that 90s nostalgia where you start with comedy, you establish the conflict, and now you have a song on which opening credits are playing, and it concludes in this beautiful way where they hug and they go out of frame and they zoom in on a baby's photo.
Oh, yeah.
And it says directed by Raj Kanwar.
And also, all the foreign locations you get the songs in.
Yes.
Best.
All songs in foreign location except the one that happens towards the end, which is shot in a very...
Except that one song that was
'Cause
shot
she's
on
sad.
the helipad of Ambani's house.
Oh, was that what
that's-
it was?
No, but it looked like...
Yeah, yes, Niveditha, that's what it was.
Viva Viva. By the way, fun fact about that song. So you remember this tone? Viva Viva.
Yeah, the 7 times you've sung it already, yes.
Yeah. So that song was inspired by the tune in Skiba Bop Dabba Bop.
Are you having a stroke? What's happening?
No, I can't pronounce it right. So this is another English song,
Okay.
very popular, पुराना है बहुत, मतलब black and white पुराना है. तो वो उसका एक तो पूरा गाना नहीं है, बस एक ही पार्ट लिया है, the वो पूरा पार्ट. And I tried wondering कि यार ये पूरा गाना क्यों नहीं लिया, पूरा गाना भी कन्वर्ट कर सकते थे. And then I heard the whole song, then I heard अपना हिंदी वाला song, and I realized कि कॉन्वर्सेशन क्या हुआ होगा कि प्रोड्यूसर ने पूछा होगा कि अलका जी ये गाना है, आप गुनगुना के दिखाइए, और अलका जी ने गुनगुनाया होगा इसकी बाबा बता तो अजीब सा साउंड किया होगा.
I know this guy.
That's why
You know him.
That's why you would have been like, okay, आप इसमें से अंतरा गा सकती हैं, हम वही उठाएंगे. So they just took that one part.
You don't remember this guy?
Which guy?
He's Scatman. Remember?
Yes.
Scatman's World.
Yes.
That's the guy
No, I
who's...
don't.
You don't know?
What is it from?
It's not from. It's that guy from the 90s who used to do...
I mean, I know what scatting is, but I don't know Scatman.
He became so famous for scatting. For scat music.
Yeah, you don't know him?
No, I don't know.
He does know him. I'm a scat man.
Yeah, that.
That one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
really.
Living in a scat man's world.
How can you not remember?
Come on, you're from
Okay,
the
Urmila,
90s.
stop your bullshitting. No, I don't
Really? You
remember.
don't know this guy? He
It's
was
okay, guys.
iconic in the 90s. How did you have MTV in the 90s and not
It was
know this
such a
guy?
bop, I'm telling you.
It's not just...
Yeah, I remember now. Moving on. So the next part of the film where again we are shown that now they have 2 kids and Sridevi is still trying to come to terms with the fact that she is lower middle class. I love all her stuff that she does here. When that one stretch where she tells the whole society that they're going to go watch a film in a taxi to go see Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge in Regal cinema jahan AC hota hai in a taxi. And one more thing, she's popcorn khayenge, cold drink piyenge.
Man, she had so many dreams for that one day. I felt so bad for her.
है ना?
Like the one day, she just wanted to go have a good time, and then this guy comes late. There's no cell phones. At least send a letter or a pigeon or something.
Tell me something. Dude, they're poor, but they have a huge house.
Dude,
they
that's
sleep
what it was
under
like
the
in the
open
90s.
sky in a fake Bombay, and it's a double story house. Why are they pretending like they're poor?
Because the house looked poor.
Yeah.
Because
The
I was just,
aesthetics. It's
I
about the
feel
aesthetics.
like the house needed to be that big, वरना crew को कहाँ पे रखेंगे?
No, but the rent was 1,000 rupees.
1,000
which
rupees,
was-
yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, but in the 90s, that's what
No,
the rent of
90s
places
weren't that long
were
ago.
they in Mumbai?
Yes, they
Mumbai,
were.
Yeah, this is somewhere.
Regal
and
cinema
they-
is in Mumbai.
Regal
Last time
cinema to
checked.
Bandra only then.
No, not Bandra. South
There's
Bombay.
no
South
way.
Bombay, okay.
There's no way rent was 1,000 rupees in the 90s in Bandra.
Yeah.
What do you know, Abbas, what the rent was like over here?
Definitely not 1,000. It's
In
not
the
like the
90s?
90s were not the 1930s. They were like 20, 25,
Right?
26 years
No, but the
ago.
inflation is crazy because in Coimbatore we used to pay like 5,000 bucks rent in the year 2000, 2001.
Exactly. So you can imagine Bombay was not that far behind.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like the reason why so my whole problem with Sridevi's character, not a problem, it's that so first of all it's not like कि श्रीदेवी पूरा टाइम क्रिप कर रही है. उसने थोड़ा क्रिप कर करके उसने वो सेटल हुई अनिल कपूर की जिंदगी में. इट्स नॉट लाइक वो हर बार बोल रही मेरे को ऐसी चाहिए. उसकी छोटे छोटे डिमांड्स है एंड शी लूजेस हर शिट व्हेन ही इज नॉट इवन एबल टू गिव हर समथिंग दैट ही यूज्ड टू गिव हर, लाइक द मूवी. वो मूवीज देखते थे पहले बट ये लेट आता है एंड ही इज नॉट इवन सॉरी अबाउट इट. ही इज लाइक अरे आई एम सॉरी, मतलब ही इज लाइक चल ना, कम
But
ऑन.
he sings a song to manao her.
Because
Oh,
she
wait.
is angry. Because she is so angry. Otherwise, there is no remorse on his face when he enters the house. He's like,
Yeah.
"Arey, late ho gaya, sorry." He's not exactly sad.
But that's the infantilizing of women in the house.
Yes.
You don't take anger seriously, and that's very frustrating. That's infantilizing someone because you think that their anger is not valid. But you got to give it to Sridevi because even when she's angry, she just takes the potatoes out.
Yeah.
She's peeling the potatoes. She's like doing her job efficiently. Like she's mad all the time, but she's doing her job while she's mad, and that's every Indian housewife ever.
Yeah.
If you remember them from the
Doesn't she throw a
90s.
few utensils at him?
He deserved it.
She does while she's cooking and making food, and then like after she throws the utensils, she puts the food on the table.
Yeah.
And she says, "Eat, all of you." And she, like even that he kind of like does not take seriously. Even that is infantilized. He starts singing after she throws vessels on
Yeah.
him and cuddling her and stuff. It's weird.
Cuddling
But-
is not wrong.
Well, what else is
I
a
just want to say
husband?
cuddling is best. Cuddling is never wrong. But yeah.
No, but
sorry.
in the movie they kind of like narrowed it. They didn't like
yeah.
pull it
So
to
even
how
though-
bad it would be in real
So
life.
even though like of course उसका वो character को infantilize किया है, but also credit where credit is due. If you compare उसके character का brief with other similar characters जिनका motivation रहता है कि मुझे पैसे चाहिए. So when you there are many other Bollywood movies जो वो time पे बनाए थे जिसमें अगर if a woman wants money it means उसके छोटे बाल है, काली lipstick लगाती है और वो bitch है.
और cigarette पीती है.
Yeah, but Sridevi on the other hand, she is just like, she's like a child. She's like, मुझे पैसे चाहिए, क्यों नहीं मिल सकते, please ना पैसे चाहिए. And at no point do you feel that she's such a bitch.
she's very innocent about
She's
the
very
one from-
innocent.
yeah.
And even when you see like the flip side, जब भी वो श्रीदेवी अमीर हो जाती है and उसको सब riches मिलने लगते हैं, even then you don't feel like calling her a bitch because she's just living her
Yeah,
dream.
yeah.
No,
I
you can't blame women from that time because their ambition had to rest on the person they were married.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
like they could dream individually. They had to. So if you had any ambition at all, you had to put it on the person you married, which is a big burden for the man. But what you gonna do?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
but-
the man also had ambitions. ना मुझे लड़का चाहिए, and then he gets like 6 abortions and then a guy.
Oh my God,
Wow.
is that what Anil Kapoor did?
This has taken a really dark turn. No, in the movie, the daughter is the younger one. So the son.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in general.
Right.
They were
Sure,
happy.
of course.
See, once you have one son, then it doesn't matter what happens
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
But you see,
फिर
like,
नीले बाल में पैदा हो कुछ हो, doesn't matter.
No, but I think the thing that this film does very well, I think that the sort of hook of this film is that both these female characters, right? Like Urjita mentioned, the woman who would want to be wealthy, either she would be portrayed a vamp, or even the woman who's desiring for a man who's already married would be painted as a vamp. In this movie, neither of them are. At different points in the movie, you feel for both of them.
Yeah.
And there is no vamp character technically in this
Well,
film.
I mean, it's hard
Sridevi's
to
dad is supposed to be a vamp. I
Little
feel.
bit, yeah. Sridevi's
Yeah.
dad? No, Urmila's dad.
Sridevi's dad.
That's
Because
Kadir
he
Khan.
keeps motivating her not to do it. And also, like, I would also like
it's hard to
mention-
feel bad for anyone in this movie because it's so funny. Like all of them, they break all the tension with humor and
Right,
just
yes.
their crazy
Yeah.
acting, dude.
Yeah.
And also
Sridevi's I love the fact that they gave catch lines to both Urmila and Sridevi, so they, could break tension with those.
Yeah, yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
a serious scene, they'd be like, "Wahi to, hello," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is a really good script. I like these catch lines."
Yeah.
Anil Kapoor didn't have any catch line at
Not
all,
really. He was just the straight man in this
and that's
whole.
how you know that he got paid less for this. he
I
better,
really
he
doubt
better have
it.
done this for free or something. 'cause
Yeah.
I think he still got paid more than either of them.
No. Sridevi was a bigger star, much
Really?
bigger
For
star. Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
people went to watch this for Sridevi.
I mean,
man.
Sridevi and Anil
Yeah.
Kapoor were a big pair at that point of time.
But
even
in this movie, people watched it for my dad. I confirmed
But-
it with my dad. He
Oh.
said everybody was
that's
watching
the
it
authority.
for...
Urjita is like, once my dad says it.
Sridevi power. Huh?
Yeah, he said that people were fans of Sridevi, and he said that. I don't know. My dad also specifically mentioned that I don't know about rest of the India, but हमारे friend circles or social circles maybe we loved her for a comic timing,
Yeah.
and we felt it was very
Hilarious.
underrated.
Very, very funny.
Also, the idea that if another woman marries my husband, we all will stay in this one house happily under one roof was, I don't think something that was very common in
No, it
in
was
Hindi films.
not just common. It was very. She doesn't
Frowned
just say
upon,
we'll stay
yeah.
in the same house. She says, emotionally you're mine, but like you can go sleep with Urmila. That's fine.
Right.
Just like emotionally still stay my
Yeah.
husband sort of thing. It
Right.
was a very
Yeah.
forward way to think without knowing it.
That was what
a
I was
way.
about to ask. Do you think Judaai was a progressive film for its time?
It was an open marriage under closed doors,
Ooh.
inside closed doors. Yeah.
But her parents were not okay with it, and like Farida Jalal
Only
gives her
Farida
this.
Jalal. Her dad was so into it. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, so when Urmila gets married and comes into the house,
Yeah.
Farida Jalal is like, look at how wonderful she is.
Yeah.
Why can't you be? And then her dad immediately defends Sridevi. She's like, they don't have a problem with each other.
Yeah.
Why do you have a problem?
Why are you pitting them against
Yeah.
each other?
And I was like, that's the most feminist dad
Yeah.
ever, man.
It's so supportive. वो श्रीदेवी पहन के आती है वो कुछ कुछ होता है वाला काजोल वाले कपड़े.
Yeah.
And he is like कि कितनी सुंदर लग रही है मेरी बेटी. Wow. Like that is just like my dad. Very similar. हम कितना भी घटिया कपड़े पहने मेरा बाप हमेशा हमारी तारीफ करता है.
That's great. But he's such a good character in the film. I
Yeah.
love it because he's supportive from the start to the end. He never criticizes Sridevi for anything. Like he's always taking her side. In fact, he doesn't like his son very much.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like this son of mine. I hate him, but I have to live with him.
And I'm so glad that between the two of them, Kadir Khan is the bad guy and not Farida Jalal. Because अगर Farida Jalal वो थोड़ी दिखाती है ना पैसे की भूखी, तो then ऐसा होता कि देखा माँ से सीख के आई है.
right.
Yeah.
कोई ये नहीं बोलेगा बाप से सीख के आई है. नहीं, कोई नहीं बोलेगा. तो वो खुद गलती कर रही है, माँ भी अच्छी है, तो then it is your fault. But if the mother is also like if
Definitely an intelligent writer, whoever
Yeah.
wrote
Yeah.
this. They did all of this on purpose.
Yeah.
They might have like covered it up in 90s fluff,
Right.
but everything that they said was true. Like the scene where she meets that old friend of hers who's rich on the street.
Played by
Poonam
Poonam
Dillon,
Dillon.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they go to the house and it ends up being her house and she's like, I can't believe you lied to me, you know, you should be proud of you. And she gives that speech. Even I was like, shut up. Like,
Girl.
why you try being poor? Like,
Yeah.
And Sridevi
And she
gets
does-
mad
and
for
she
the
does
same
become
reason.
poor.
Yeah, she does become poor. But Sridevi gets mad for the same, because it is preachy, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
you should have empathy for somebody who's like trying to hide where they come from. It must be really bad. Like, can you just like...
And instead she is just being condescending.
Yeah, super condescending. So I was on Sridevi's side from the beginning to the end in this movie.
And also like sorry
Sure.
just one more point. And also let's face it, we have also had moments like these where we had to like fake कि हाँ इतनी भी गरीब नहीं हूँ but नहीं बहुत गरीब थी
Oh
sorry
my God.
I couldn't afford MOD Mad
Yeah,
Donuts
the
in
amount
12th
of
grade I
times.
lied
See,
I
it's,
just
especially like after if after a show some moderately famous comedian would be like, guys, let's go to whatever social whatever and insert name of expensive restaurant here.
Yeah.
Let's go back there, and then you had to go because you had to hang out with the
वहाँ
cool
जाके
crowd.
पानी is my drink actually भूख मुझे लगती नहीं और फिर बाहर जाके तुम पानी पूरी का प्रीमियम करके आते हो yeah not my story at all
So, not at all. No. We are just repeating stories we've heard from other places.
no but so अभी तो ठीक है उतना भी बुरा नहीं है but college में I remember this one time all of us I used to like really so initially जब भी groups form नहीं होते and all of us were hanging out with everybody जो मिला वो तो तभी गलती से मैं एक बार वो अमीर लोगों के साथ चली गई थी अबे यार मैं नान 120 रुपए का देख के मैं इतना डर गई मैंने बोला यार मैंने बोला कि एक्चुअली आज मेरा उपवास है I just sat there and watched them eat all the food while I was like उपवास है
Yeah, this has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to a place and you say you don't want to eat because you just can't afford what's on this menu. Yeah, that's happened a lot. Yeah.
I think we should set up the Urmila character a little bit. So we'll do that right after this. Let me take that again. Cool. We'll set up the Urmila character and talk a little bit about her on the other side of this break.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcasts Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus was joined by classic musician Prince Ramavarma. They spoke about his musical journey, his teachers, the story behind an erotic French song, and being born and raised in a royal family. On Anish Thing, Anish hosted Avinash M, founder of FTS Fitness. They spoke about body recomposition, diet styles, and the fundamentals of body transformation. On All Things Policy, Anushka Saxena discusses the geopolitics of China-Taiwan relations with Ambassador Vijay Gokhale. And on The Habit Coach, Ashton shares some tips to curtail mindless munching at the airport. Once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcasts.com. We have some exciting stuff for you. Follow us on social media via IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends, and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week. Cash-free payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.
And we're back on Has It Aged Well. We're talking about Judaai with Niveditha and Urjita. So Urmila was hot off the success of Rangila. Rangila came out in 95. And she was seen as this bold, sexy actress who was Ram Gopal Varma's muse. And in this film also, when she's introduced as his New York return, boss ki beti. And
is hot. It is
just
getting
because we're
hot.
talking about Urmila, you're like, let me, you know what?
Spoke about Urmila, now it's getting hot. I don't think
And the one thing I noticed is that till the point she's pursuing Anil Kapoor's character, till she gets married, she's wearing Western clothes, she's being very sassy. But the moment she marries him, she's in saris and, she suddenly becomes this very subdued kind of a bahu. What did you guys think about that?
I think it was okay because it felt like it was her choice because there is no presence of any sasuma or chachis who were forcing her to do it.
Yeah.
She wanted to do it because she thought that maybe this would impress him. So I love how from the start, Urmila had imagine what an impossible feat to achieve. तूने किसी का पति चुराया wow चुराया भी नहीं खरीदा
Yeah.
And
very rich person thing to do, by the way.
Yeah.
Like she did a whole I want it, I like it, I want it, I bought it thing. Like the whole Ariana Grande song played out in this movie.
Did Ariana Grande watch Judaai?
WhatsApp status if you like something, put a ring on it.
Yeah, basically that's what she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Like she knew exactly what she was doing. And it almost felt like when I watched the second half, it felt like an experience. You know how white people come here and try the slum experience? Didn't it seem like that?
But she elevated them from the poverty and brought them into
Sridevi
wealth.
For like
changed,
a month.
But Sridevi changed so much. I feel like वो WhatsApp status डाल रही होगी. Baby, I'm a nightmare dressed as a daydream.
I don't know why this has become from Urmila and Sridevi, it's become Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande.
No, but it really was very, I'm a rich person, I can do whatever I want. So let me try to do this. But did you see how she fell in love with Anil Kapoor? I forgot about that. And I realized,
Oh yeah, that mandatory rape scene where he has to come
I'm like,
and
this
save
is
her.
a Telugu film.
It is a remake of a Telugu film.
Yeah, and you told me that it's a remake, and I'm like, yeah, this all
Yeah.
makes sense now. This
Yeah.
is how Telugu films, like, this is how women fall for men. They just save them from like a
Right.
rapist.
Yeah.
And then
like,
the woman
oh my God.
It's like, oh my God, must not
Fuck
be
the
a rape.
trauma.
Yeah. And the trauma bonding that
Yeah.
happened.
Fuck the trauma bond.
Cut. But there is also that one thing where, that whole thing where she wants to buy a tape recorder, the small compact one.
Yeah.
And so she buys that and she lets Sridevi have the massive 10,000 rupee
Yeah.
stereo system. So there is also that thing where intimacy is also important to her. That she knows that this guy will appreciate the smaller thing more than the big
She's
music
definitely
system.
a more well-read.
Right. And
No,
Yeah.
it's not intimacy. अनिल कपूर ने थोड़े सीन पहले ही बोला था कि मुझे वो टेप रिकॉर्डर पे
Oh, that's what he means by intimacy, right? That's what you meant.
No, so Anil Kapoor had mentioned a tape recorder
No,
to
I
her.
didn't
Oh,
catch
oh,
this
that's
part,
what
yes.
happened. Oh, so
Yeah,
yeah.
Anil Kapoor had
Anil
mentioned
Kapoor
a tape
said-
recorder.
Okay.
मुझे टेप रिकॉर्डर पे गाना सुनना पसंद
Yeah.
है, and she like it's about the details.
अच्छा हाँ
Yeah, that's why
where she asked him क्या सुनते हैं rock pop
हाँ.
and he's
Yeah.
like गजल सुनता हूँ
Tape
और-
recorder
Recorder
पे.
say, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So then
Right,
she's
right,
like,
right, right.
oh, that's all
But
right.
honestly, like as a side note, these are the best kind of gifts. Like you randomly mention something to someone, and
And
then
they
you
pick it
remember
up.
that, and they get it for you. Like you marry me right now.
Yeah.
This is-
All right.
And then the person
Whoever
is like, I'm
needs
a
to
girl,
note
you're
this
straight.
can
Why?
note
Why?
this.
like someone who is a admirer of Urjita is now going back to episode 3 and be
Yeah.
like कुछ बोला था क्या उसने
कोई इतनी मेहनत कर रहा है तो फिर मैं तो भाई पट जाऊंगी, तो इतनी मेहनत में ही पट जाऊंगी, तुमको इतना करने की जरूरत नहीं.
and then she uses that tape recorder as a proposal device. Yeah. Have you guys done anything like that? Have you ever recorded a message for someone?
No.
Girls
No?
don't tell guys that they like them.
Well, Urmila did.
Only if you're rich. You have to be able to afford the humiliation that comes
Right.
after.
Girls tell like 2 months into the relationship that I like you.
Yeah. Or
Not
never.
before that. Anything before that, it's
Like,
too soon.
No, you know why it's too soon? Because you're afraid that if you tell, they'll like lose interest or something. Like the minute you
I
tell
don't
the
like this
person.
male bashing
But
that's
that
happening
happens.
on this
That happens
podcast.
only when you're young. When you're older, everybody is like, just take what you can get.
Okay. Okay, I have a very important question for both of you girls.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's not going to be that important.
No, I do. Imagine you both are married.
Okay. To each
No,
other?
no. To whoever.
Damn
Okay.
it.
Is 2 crore a good enough amount for you to give away your husband?
No, and that's what I was going to come to. Like, what on earth? Because this lady spent 8 lakhs on her child's birthday party. I was like, do you know how money works?
But of course, she's lying about the amount she spent, right?
No, I mean, how do you know? It's like,
Because-
7-8 lakh to kharch
Oh,
kiya hai maine.
Because she likes to hype up things and
No,
tell.
she likes to tell people how much she's spending because she has a lot of money now. So she's not exactly the smartest person. We've
Maybe
already
Urjita has
established.
See, it really depends. Like see, ऐसे तो I would have said no directly, but it really depends. मैं और मेरे पति कौन से financial situation में हैं. And forget financial situation. If at that time all of our doors are closed, nothing is going
No,
on.
now you're putting too many terms and conditions.
Yeah, but there
I'm
should
saying
be.
what's the price at
Like,
which...
look,
What's the
I'm just
price?
saying that she got divorced. That
Yeah.
shouldn't have happened. He should have like converted and married 2 of them, like Dharmendra.
Yeah.
Wow. Strike down Dharmendra's family from ever coming on this show.
But
But that's what he did, right?
Yeah.
And that's what most
You know this,
people
Urjita,
back
right?
then did.
Yeah.
I know.
So you should at least get a good deal out of it. Like, she just got
And they
divorced.
mention, for a few seconds, the film becomes a law degree. This thing,
Yeah.
according to Hindu Marriage Act. And then she said, नहीं हमारे समाज में 4 बीवियों का भी रिवाज है.
2 crore is not enough, I feel.
Okay.
crore is
With
very
that
less.
money, I should be able to buy like because real estate, I feel, is like very क्या बोलते हैं उसको? It is. I will be very confident buying real estate with that money.
With 2 crores?
In
Bombay?
Not 2 crores. As in
अच्छा.
इतना money कि मैं बांद्रा के peak area में मलाबार हिल या कहीं पे भी property ले सकूँ. And I like
खरीद सकूँ.
like a sir is like नहीं. wrong investment. पूरा plan ही गलत है. So I feel like if I have enough knowledge about how to spend that money, मुझे तो maximum तो savings में ही डालूंगी मैं. तो if I have enough knowledge about how to use it for like better.
Give me a figure. Give me a number.
अच्छा थोड़ा
A ballpark figure.
100 crore.
100 crore.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There has to be a really amazing husband you must be married
So
to.
basically, she'd
that
never
someone
sell
would-
a husband. Everybody can marry Urjita. That's
No,
that's
but you know what?
means.
This is so bizarre because earlier today I was recording an episode of ELI 10 with Meghnad, and when he was working at News Laundry, the Times Group filed a defamation case against News Laundry for 100 crore rupees.
Wow.
Yes.
So that number's coming up for the second time.
Exactly.
It means
But that was for
something.
an entire company. Urjita like मेरा एक पति के लिए 100 crore.
हाँ सर मतलब भाई है ना कि लेना है तो इतने में ले वरना जाने दे. इन शॉर्ट मेरे को नहीं जाने देना है भाई इट शुड बी लाइक अ फक यू अमाउंट. इट कैन नॉट बी देखो हो रहा है क्या नेगोशिएट नहीं करूंगी कि ठीक है 100 नहीं तो 50 में. हाँ ऐसा नहीं.
No, but I also think Urmila was lying when she said, "Itna hi hai mere paas." What a liar! Like her dad immediately after the whole thing like messed up, they were like, "Chalo, US jate hain."
Yes,
aao."
uncle,
that-
uncle.
If you gave all your
Uncle,
money away.
not father.
Oh,
played
his
by Saeed
uncle.
Jaffar.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
But
that guy,
I can see
uncle.
that. I mean, rich people, the way they function is they just keep giving money to their children, like just like that.
Oh,
So
so
she
you're
must be like
saying
right
at the
now in my
time.
right now in my bank account I have 2 crores.
Yeah,
which I'll give you.
बेसिकली वो पूरा फैमिली उर्मिला मातोंडकर का ये लोग को पीनट्स पे रख रहे हैं. पहले अनिल कपूर और
actually.
फिर श्रीदेवी. That is the message that the if you eat the rich will
Exploit.
lick you,
Yeah, they are
keep licking you. Yeah. I don't know why. It's worse than eating.
They're exploiting the working class, and
Yeah.
then when when
Yeah, it
you're
was a slavery story for sure.
Yeah.
She just bought these
That's
people.
the message that we don't even know Sridevi is also getting exploited.
It's terrible. It was, look, very problematic film. But is it entertaining? Yeah.
And the way the
It
movie
is.
ends, it feels like Urmila Matondkar's character was like a glorified surrogate mother.
and she is also a mother when she's leaving. She's
That's
like,
what. That
God.
is why. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like ultimately
That was a twist, by the way. Like, no one saw coming. And how just Anil Kapoor is like, yeah, oh, you have my baby and you're leaving? All right, okay. And he just accepts everything. Like, in the last minute, like, people just keep changing his life. And he has to be okay with it. Like, because first, somebody
Yeah.
tells him to get divorced and get
Yeah.
married to somebody else.
Yeah.
Then he gets close to that woman. Now he's prepared to go to the US with his kids. His kids are standing there. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, imagine if you're 8 years old, you think you're going to the US, and then your crazy mom comes crying in the airport. And then your okay mom, who has a lot of money, leaves and says, oh, I didn't get tickets for you, by the way.
Yeah, I just
Imagine
brought
the
you here
trauma.
to the airport
Yeah.
just like that.
Just insane. Like, that scene was insane.
इमेजिन अनिल कपूर इतना कंट्रोल था कि उसने एक रात पहले उर्मिला को पूछा भी नहीं मेरे टिकट का है तो भाई व्हाट्सएप पे भेज PDF.
Also, by the way, if you remember when Urmila and Anil Kapoor get married, Farida Jalal, who's Sridevi's mother, doesn't even know about the marriage because, or is it the other way around?
जॉनी
I'm
लीवर
forgetting
का था.
something.
जॉनी लीवर का अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा.
Oh right, they get
Jabbi,
married.
yeah.
Okay, that track we'll come to separately.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing
That's a
happening.
whole other story.
Yeah. The one scene which I think also works for me, also I think it just cinematically works, and Nadeem Shravan also went crazy with the background music, is that there is this tradition that before he leaves the house, he has to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a tikka before he
Lovely
goes
scene.
to
Oh
work.
my God. That
And there's that one
scene.
scene where
So hot.
it is hot, right? I was like, yeah,
It was like the Indian Spider-Man kiss.
yes.
Right?
So for those of you who
But hotter,
down,
but
the
hotter.
upside down
Yeah.
Spider-Man kiss.
traditional.
Yeah.
If you've not seen the scene, Sridevi cannot put tikka on Anil Kapoor. So Anil Kapoor asks Urmila to put the tikka for her, but she has mehendi in her hands. So she literally goes forehead to forehead and superimposes her tikka
Superimposes.
onto Anil Kapoor's tikka. And that's the moment where I think Sridevi realizes, what the fuck, there's
Which
a line.
is so crazy because in the beginning she just sends Anil Kapoor to her bedroom and goes like, you do what you have to do on your first night.
I think-
And then, but watching this romantic thing
That's the
happen
thing,
in front of her
yeah,
eyes
yeah,
is
yeah.
what like makes her go, excuse me,
Yeah.
that's my
That's
husband.
my thing.
Because it's not just physical, it's intimate.
It's intimate.
It's emotionally
there was
intimate.
an emotionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm saying. That's very progressive. The fact that they could catch that and be like, oh, you know what? Sometimes only emotional cheating actually
Yeah.
actually matters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, what is a progressive
And
writer?
it was a great moment for Sridevi also, because remember in the beginning when Anil Kapoor had told her that अरे तुम कुमकुम वाली बिंदी क्यों नहीं पहनती, तुम ये स्टिकर वाली क्यों पहनती हो, and she's like अरे ये अमीर
लोग
अमीर लोग भी यही पहनते हैं तो सस्ते में अमीर दिखते हो, है ना?
yeah.
तो
That's a
and then
nice
when
catch.
she sees her do that, she's like ये तो सचमुच के अमीर है, ये कुमकुम ये क्या, ये बदल सिलेबस कब बदल गया यार, ये अमीर लोग कब से कुमकुम
But
लगाने
she
लग
gave
गए.
away all the money, so now she's poor.
No, she's not, because next month again her uncle will give her 2
Yeah,
more
but
crores.
Sridevi doesn't know that.
Oh,
She
that's
thinks she's been given all of the money. She's
So
like,
you're saying
very
Sridevi
innocent.
should have continued like getting money from her.
oh, it should have been a better deal for sure. Like it should have been a salary.
Yeah.
2 crores for this year.
Yeah. Next year, better get
Like
3 crores.
you pay this 100 crores in installments for the
Yeah.
rest of my life.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
nice.
Also, this lady, she just didn't have any amount of financial like sense, because she was just like, yeah, ye nahi car aayi hai, main kharid lungi. And like she was just like buying everything that came.
Yeah.
And then she like threw
So her
big party.
plan was very bad,
No.
and she realized that very soon. That is why she wanted her husband
No,
back.
but it
she
was-
realized she couldn't take care of her wealth properly.
Not just that, I think it's a good definition of new money.
Yeah.
That's what new money means. Like you, when poor people come across a good amount of money, we spend it. We don't know how to like make more like rich people do, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that all of us?
No, not me. मैं चूतिया की तरह 90% चीज सेव करके रखती हूँ. I just because in
That's good though.
middle class mindset
Yeah.
ना पता नहीं कब काम आ जाए ये
That's
वो.
true.
So I
also,
always
when you're in the middle class, you can't spend that much.
I can't. मैं अरे ये सैंडल लेने में मेरे को 3 घंटा लगा, 2000 का सैंडल है.
I'm fuck all at saving money.
I-
I spend it the moment I get it.
No, I also say. Okay, I think this is a woman thing. I think we know that. Like even back in the day, I don't know if you've heard this in your families, but the grandmothers used to tell their daughters to hide money from the husband because the husband will spend it too much.
Yeah, right.
This is very common in Indian, actually
Yeah.
all over the world. Everything your mom will tell you, especially back when women didn't work or earn any money. The first thing they'll tell you is take any money that you get in the house, keep it safe and don't spend it because your husband's going to spend all of it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can be serious for a second, I remember that when demonetization happened, this was a big problem because now the women had to
Exactly.
go to the bank to deposit the money they had, the old
and
money.
they had all saved it in cash.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
There's that one scene where after Anil Kapoor gets married to Urmila, he's waiting late at night for Sridevi to come and she's coming back from a party and she says, "Main to khana kha ke aayi hu," and she goes to sleep. So he's crying and then Urmila comes and literally saves his tear and she's like,
I couldn't watch it. I had to forward. It was so cringy, man. Like, there was some places in this movie where I couldn't watch. This is one of them.
yeah.
I couldn't watch it.
But then there's
But
one.
it was sweet. I mean, it is cringe for us now, but if you think about the emotion behind the scene, it is like a Kumkum part 2, matlab for them, for the
Yeah,
writers back
yeah.
then. Ki like, and also
No, but
in
it's
this,
too close to home. Like, you know, when you've seen this kind of thing happen in
Achha,
real
okay.
life, right? No,
You've
not
seen this
the
happen in
not
real
the
life?
scene, not the scene.
How
But like,
cringy are you in your personal life, Niv?
no, not like. Have you not seen women around, like the women from the previous generations,
Yeah.
and how they're so pativrata?
Ah, that's
They
true.
actually fight with each other about how good they are to their husbands. Have you
Yeah.
seen those kind of fights? No,
Yeah.
I'm
Aur
better
ghar
to my
mein dekhiye.
husband than you are. It's just weird.
but also I love the fact how so usually in old Bollywood movies abhi bhi dikhate hain ki it is the guy who's pursuing the girl, but isme Urmila is pursuing him अच्छे से.
Yeah.
And also so that is her way of like patawing him, and
Yep.
which is just like, ma'am, you have game.
No, but then
Like
she says something like तुमने पूछा भी नहीं कि मैंने खाना खाया या नहीं.
हाँ.
And then she says कि एक पति को सिर्फ खाने की भूख नहीं होती है. And I'm like, oh yeah, baby. And then she's like, उसको अपने पति के दिल में भी जगाती है. I'm like, oh man. कर
Abbas
दिया.
is like, that doesn't even rhyme, yeah.
And yeah, sure, whatever. Pativrata, Patnivrata, sure. So the contradiction here about the fact that we're talking it was fairly progressive for its time is that it also massively fails the Bechdel test because whenever Sridevi and Urmila are talking with each other, they're only talking about Anil Kapoor. Okay, so without Anil Kapoor's character being that prominent, he's still like they are the one who they both of them are fighting over, right? So it's still very like two women fighting over a man. That's the whole movie, right?
Actually, it's two women having an agreement. over a man. The whole movie is actually...
So that's not how I see it. Bechdel test, I feel, come on, it's not that relevant in this movie.
I'm just
Of
making
course,
a comparison.
Have you ever watched a Bollywood film that passed
Sure,
the
in
Bechdel test?
most films, yes, but considering this film is primarily about two female characters, but still, if they're talking to each other without any other character around, they are only primarily talking about Anil Kapoor.
Yeah, because that's
Tape
he's the
recorder
plot.
conversation ke time pe nahi. They don't mention him. They are just negotiating.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
But it's still progressive because of how weak the male character is.
Yeah.
That's what we care about.
And also both of them are in control of the plot and the situation all the time. So I don't think the law of Bechdel test completely applies here. And I feel like the writers of Bechdel test, they didn't watch Judaai.
Yeah.
So
also,
they didn't.
the
Writer
people
of
who
Bechdel
wrote this
test was Alice
didn't want
Bechdel.
it.
But anyway.
they तो खुद के नाम पे टेस्ट जो लोग कर देते हैं ना उन पे मैं बिल्कुल भरोसा नहीं करती.
But I don't think it was trying for that. I think it was just trying to be I think someone wrote a script. Okay, it might have even been more intelligent than what we saw on screen, as scripts are in the first stage. And then Bollywood people took it, made it Bollywood worthy.
Right. But
and released it.
Farida Jalal gets the epic Burnline where she's alone and she has to go back home, and Sridevi asks her to stay back because she's alone at home, and she says मेरे पति मेरे घर पे हैं और उनकी तो दूसरी बीवी भी नहीं है. And I'm like, whoa, Farida, mic drop.
There were a lot of dialogues in this movie. Like in the end when...
Like abba, dabba, jabba, that one. Yeah, epic.
So Shakespeare said brevity is the soul of wit, and she said abba, dabba, jabba. I feel like if there is anybody in this universe who understood what that quote meant, it is abba, dabba, jabba. Because she expressed so many emotions with abba, dabba, jabba.
That one line.
And it takes silence, because even after a point, even we were understanding कि like अगर उसको भूख लगे अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा, and अगर उसको गुस्सा हुआ अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा. I mean, that's great acting, dude.
She did a really good job. It was also very funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to pull that off.
See, everybody can express using language and words.
Yeah.
But can you express yourself using just three
Gibberish.
words? You can't. It is gibberish, exactly. These three words don't even mean anything. So I feel that's talent.
And you know, one of the things, people don't get credit for comedy acting where it comes to shame. A lot of people can't comedy act because of the amount of shame that they feel in doing certain things.
Yeah.
This lady really killed it. Like, she did not have any amount of hesitance in trying to like take forward the comedic act.
And also उसका acting prowess उसी movie में पता चलता है because the mom is played by her only.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a double
It's
role.
her. And that's the straightest character
And
in the whole
that's when
movie.
Johnny Lever is like almost relieved when he sees the
कपड़ा
mom.
बदल के आ गई. अभी तो फटाफट बोल रही है.
It's her voice that he hears, I'm guessing, right? The mom's
singing.
voice.
Yeah. Let's talk about this whole side movie that is happening within the main movie.
I love Paresh Rawal so much. I've always liked him. Like, he's always had some of the best roles in the 90s. All his negative characters. Just one of the most... You know, negative actors in Bollywood and Indian cinema do not get the credit they deserve because they really do bring everything to films. And they don't get, you know, what they... Paresh Rawal is one of those people.
Yeah.
What a great actor. And how much flavor he brings in every film he acts in.
Yeah.
He does such a good job. And it looks completely different every single time. This guy in this film, like, it was iconic. His character in this film is iconic.
Yeah, so I mean, these you can figure out that, you know, it was almost like these characters were written parallelly and then they were put into this film, because Paresh Rawal's character is the guy who asks questions, Johnny Lever is the guy who does mimicry, Abba Dabba Jabba is this gibberish girl, and then somehow they're all coming to, and Kader Khan is this frustrated dad, which he played in a lot of movies.
There was a separate comedy writer's room.
Yeah,
where
it's very
people
possible.
wrote a lot of gags and just put it together. They were like, do something with it.
There's Dinesh Hingorani who plays the doctor who does after every scene.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It was so good though. It made this film so, like, one of the things about this film is its parallel comedy role. It was so entertaining because of it. And I couldn't have watched this movie without it, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten all of these scenes are in Judaai, but I've seen all of them. And I realize if you go on YouTube and you type in Johnny Lever compilation or Kader Khan compilation, most of the scenes are from Judaai, because, you know, there's a bizarre scene where he pulls the tooth out of the doctor's mouth. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The Paresh Rawal character was parodied a lot. This became a thing, if you
Yeah.
remember, the question mark thing.
Yeah.
People would ask questions.
जुदाई के sequel में exclamation होगा.
I didn't watch this in India, so I don't know the cultural impact it had.
Oh, where did you watch it?
I watched it on TV because in Kenya we had channel 3 or something that
Right.
had only Hindi movies on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we would just keep. They would like play all Hindi movies on it. There was like some cable guy who would like just play every movie
Right.
that came out.
Judaai
And-
was one of the early international hits because it got a release in Canada
Yeah.
and it did well in some international markets. Yeah.
Yeah, it was massive. Even in Kenya, it was huge. Everybody knew this movie. It was crazy.
Do you guys know this is the first film which got the Filmfare Award for Best Scene?
Which scene?
Yeah. So that's the thing. The which scene got it? There is a what do you call
A debate.
a debate or other. There is no clear answer to this because apparently it was one of those categories which was not televised but was given out.
Oh.
So it's either the scene between Paresh Rawal and Dinesh Hingorani, Paresh Rawal and Johnny Lever, the first scene where he's asking questions and Johnny Lever faints, or it's the Kum Kum wala scene. It's not clear. After
man,
that, every time they gave the best scene award, they would play the scene at the ceremony, so they know. The next year, Gulam won it, the train bhagne wala scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first ever, the only trivia is the first film which got the best scene Filmfare Award, but we don't know which scene.
Oh my God, that's tragic.
Yeah, because I feel it will be the Paresh Rawal scene because
Yeah.
that's because they wanted us to feel question mark kaun sa scene hai.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Also, I want to talk about my favorite scene in the film
Yeah.
when Sridevi puts all of the money in Anil Kapoor's place on the bed. And he
Yeah.
walks in and he sees all the money and he's like, what does he say? What is the dialogue?
What is the
That
dialogue?
he says something that, what is the Hindi version of, you've replaced me with money on the bed. That's what he says in Hindi though. And it's so funny in Hindi.
तुमने
Why?
मुझे पैसों के साथ
Exchange कर दिया.
Wait, we're going to get this dialogue.
Exchange with matra. Is that Hindi enough for
मेरे
you?
जगह पे पैसे डाल दी तूने.
हाँ.
Is that what he says?
We got it. English version also we got actually. I don't know if this is the right
is
time
so
to tell you we
sad.
understand English also.
I want it to be in Hindi. God.
It's okay. We got the gist of it. It was still
That's
funny.
why I asked you to bring me for an English.
Too late for that now. Okay, we will just replace the Hindi word for exchange with exchange, just how Sridevi replaced her husband with money.
Yeah, and basically just didn't let him in the room. Like she just drove him out. And the scene was funny because of how happy she was. She couldn't believe how much money she had. Very relatable.
Yeah.
Like you find money in your pocket.
feel
You're
like
like,
the-
oh my God, I am so rich.
See, all of us when we watch the movie, we are like, okay, end mein bhala hua, everything good.
Yeah.
But I feel the only two people in this world who will look at Sridevi's character and say, sahi to kar rahi hai, will be Harshad Mehta of Scam 1992 fame and Bill Gates.
But I think all of us here get her. Like we would all do something for money.
The reason this film was such a super hit was because everybody understood Sridevi's character completely. Everyone empathized. Everyone understood it. Like it's not like it's not rocket science. Everybody knows what they feel.
Apparently, Juhi Chawla was approached to play the Urmila Matondkar character, but she turned it
She would have
down.
been good too.
Yeah.
She's very funny.
Yeah, and Sridevi ke liye bhi koi aur thi. I forgot. Yeah.
I just think
Somebody else was
Juhi
approached.
Chawla is too cute. Like Sridevi has that sinister side to
for
her.
Urmila Matondkar's character.
Oh,
Juhi.
Urmilas.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Juhi Chawla can pull off being a rich person. You know,
Yeah,
rich
she
woman.
can, but she's still too bubbly. She's too bubbly to play like. I think Urmila still does.
I
a
feel
good
Urmila's
job.
character is relatively easier than Sridevi's character.
Yeah. Oh,
Sridevi's
Sridevi's character is
Sridevi
hard.
could not have been replaced, I feel,
Yeah.
by anyone.
Yeah. If it was the later 90s, actually Kajol had already come into the scene. But if it was the mid 2000s, Kajol could have done it. Kajol is very funny and could have done a good job.
Kareena Kapoor could have also. Yeah.
Kajol is funny.
Kajol is very funny. What are
Really?
you talking about? Yeah.
Okay. Like what film is she funny in?
Even in Dilwale Dulhaniya Le
She was
Jayenge,
funny
she has
in,
like her moments.
She plays well with a comedic character, but I don't know if she's funny herself.
No, she has a lot of personality and that can
She
bring...
doesn't have ऐसे jokes But
She
she
doesn't
has
have
that, her
jokes.
She has it,
personality
huh.
invokes laughter.
Like in
Yeah.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
She has timing, just like Sridevi does. It's different. Her style is different, but she's still funny.
okay. This was on IMDb trivia. I don't know how true this is, but apparently Sridevi named her daughter Janvi because she liked Urmila Matondkar's character so much from this film.
Oh
that
my
she named
God.
her Janvi. I don't know
Yeah,
how true
yeah.
this is.
Yeah,
but
this
it's out
everybody
there.
keeps saying,
Yeah.
but Sridevi never confirmed it, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But it's even spelled exactly like that, with an H after the N.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last movie that Anil Kapoor and Sridevi did, they were a blockbuster pair, but they never did any film after this. Sridevi kind of retired after this for a long time before she came back into the movies. Sridevi got a Best Actress nomination for the Filmfare Award. Urmila got a Best Supporting Actress nomination, but neither of them won. And yeah, any other points you guys want to
I'm
bring
sorry,
up?
what?
before?
Both of them didn't win?
They didn't win. No,
Who won?
we'll find out.
But till then, I would like to draw a parallel. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen Once Upon a Time in Mumbai.
I have.
This you have seen, no?
Yeah.
So there is a scene in Once Upon a Time in Mumbai जिसमें Ajay Devgan wants to buy something expensive for this one Kangana Ranaut, who is his love interest. She's an actress and he's a gunda. So he doesn't know because पूरा क्या बोलते हैं उसको there was I think emergency का time था कुछ था तो सब shops बंद थे. So he's like कि अब क्या कैसे खरीदूँ? So there's this one guy who is selling अमरूद. तो वो जाता है उसके पास और कहता है कि एक अमरूद कितने का दिया? वो कहता है 4 आना.
You know
he's
what an
like,
amrud is?
No. But
Pear.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he's like, कि
I
अरे
was a
यार,
fruit or something.
this is no, amrud means guava, I think.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Guava.
Guava. It's a guava. It's
I
not
knew
a
it was
pear,
a
yeah.
fruit, so
Yeah.
I was like,
So
okay.
then
Okay.
he's like, अमरूद कितने का दिया? ऐसे 4 आना. He's like, सोच ये दुनिया का आखिरी अमरूद है. अब 40 रुपए. सोच ये अमरूद शाहजहां ने ताजमहल की जगह ये अमरूद दिया होगा मुमताज को 400 रुपए. एंड ऐसे करते करते ही brings the अमरूद का cost to 4,000. He's like, now this अमरूद is worth it.
Oh.
And he pays that money to him. और फिर वो अमरूद उसके पास जाता है कंगना रनौत के पास. एंड he's like कि 4,000 रुपए का अमरूद आपके लिए खरीदा है. एंड देन शी गेट्स वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड. सो इफ यू go back home and watch the scene, it's very impressive. It is like easily one of the top 10 proposals coming from Bollywood.
Oh.
But so that scene, I'll tell you, the scene where Urmila buys a 1,500 word tape recorder for 10,000, it reminded me of that scene. So in a way, that is also like her love for him.
Yeah.
No, it is a very romantic gesture.
Okay, since you asked, that year, the best actress was won by Madhuri Dixit for Dil To Pagal Hai, and the best supporting actress was won by Karishma Kapoor for Dil To Pagal Hai.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yash
Dil To
Raj
Pagal Hai
dominance.
and Judaai came in the same
They came
year.
in 97, yes.
Judaai is so much more worth it. I mean, Dil To Pagal Hai, I mean, what the fuck?
It's not that it's not as entertaining as Judaai for sure.
I mean,
and
we'll
usme-
cover it in a
But I
future
think it's a
episode.
little more sophisticated for some reason.
Yeah, of course.
It's a more sophisticated film.
What are you saying?
But
They
why?
settle their scores with a dance battle. What are you saying?
Sophisticated as in Dil To Pagal Hai. See, Judaai में वो गरीब का बैकग्राउंड इतना ज़्यादा दिखाया. That is what I feel like, because I'm assuming कि डायस्पोरा को जुदाई के बारे में पता नहीं होगा. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, they know about Judaai. I think it was pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanna clear your throat?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You have water.
No, it's good.
So
not warm
I
anymore,
would like
it's
to also
cold.
mention funny dialogues from the movie that
Yes.
genuinely made me laugh out loud. कि वो श्रीदेवी जब भी मंदिर में होती है, वो तो मेरे पति ने कह दिया है कि वो उस कलमोही के मुंह नहीं लगेंगे, पर वो कलमोही है कहाँ, अच्छी खासी गोरी चिट्टी है.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it when she jumps behind the pillar when she spots Urmila at
Yeah.
the
So
temple.
funny.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, and she says that
Her
यार
expression
ऐसे
from behind it also.
कोई भी औरत इतना अगर मर्द के पीछे घुसेगी तो उसका दिल तो फिसलेगा ही ना. मर्द का दिल तो वैसा ही होता है ना. I want to ask you, मर्द का दिल इतना कमजोर होता है क्या?
हाँ.
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen her. Samira
Everybody
Reddy
knows
episode.
this.
I've seen.
Yeah.
It's so weird that every man will answer it like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
It's true.
but then if you put it on Twitter, it's like, no, not all.
I once asked my girlfriend, I'm like, while I'm dating you, if I feel like, if I feel like dating someone else, does that mean does it mean I'm polyamorous? Am I on the spectrum or whatever? She's like, no, the fact that you're with a girl and you want to sleep with someone else proves that you're a straight Indian male.
Oh my God.
I think finding somebody attractive while you're dating someone, attractive as in,
Attractive
good
to-
looking guy.
Yeah, that's
You can't
normal.
cover your eyes, but
But dating,
No, but
being-
you
wanting
don't feel
to
like
date
dating. Yeah, unless,
lecherous.
See, unless you
When
have...
I say dating, I mean sleeping with them.
Acha,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Nahin. I don't know. I don't get feelings like that. Do you?
We hardly like anybody.
That's true. Oh yeah, it's more difficult for us to
It's
find
harder,
anybody.
yeah.
वो boyfriend को attractive समझने में कितना time
You
लगता है
find a
कि
man
he's-
that you like, you're like, holy shit, how did that happen?
Yeah. And then after that, you are like कि और कोई नहीं पसंद आ रहा है यार. इसलिए तो
Wow.
इतना time लगा कर सोचा था मैंने
No,
कौन
but that's
चाहिए.
just the two of us. I'm sure like there are other
Yeah.
girls who like
Yeah.
like
If
her.
Urjita had a boyfriend, and if he's listening to this, I wonder what he'll think about it.
मैंने अच्छा ही बोला है, मैंने कुछ गलत बोला
Yeah,
ही नहीं.
she literally said she has eyes only for one person.
Yeah. तो तो मेरी बेटी वो मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड नहीं मम्मा तो मेरी फिर अनदर डायलॉग दैट आई लव कादर खान का आय है मेरी बेटी कितनी सुंदर दिख रही है ना ऐसा लग रहा है साक्षात लक्ष्मी देवी मॉडर्न ड्रेस पहन के धरती पे उतरी है.
Do you think he would get in trouble for that dialogue today?
No.
Okay.
No. It's punching up, no.
Okay. This was the 8th highest grossing movie of 97. You want to guess what the highest grossing movie of 97 was?
दिल तो पागल है.
No, it was number 2.
97.
Sorry,
Yes.
guys.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. The first number 1 highest grossing film was like a huge ensemble cast.
Oh, हम साथ साथ है.
No.
हम आपके कौन?
Oh, we're still guessing?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What movies? Just give us like multiple choice
If I give
questions.
you any other hint, you will guess it.
It's an ensemble cast
Yeah.
और सूरज बरजातिया मूवी नहीं है तो
नहीं.
थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो
Dil
रहा है.
Se. What that came in the 2000s? Sorry.
Dil Se came in 98 or 99, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm not very
No,
far.
please
It is, this film is popular for having an 11-minute song.
What?
Yeah.
But that's not 97.
This is all हम
हम
साथ
आपके
साथ
हैं
है
कौन?
ढूंढे, हम आपके हम
11
साथ
minute
है.
song, not 11 songs.
नहीं 11 उसमें भी था बड़ा 7-8 मिनट का था 11 minutes
In 97?
Yes. Okay, it's a war movie.
Border
Sholay.
Yes.
Oh.
Border
Border is the highest.
I'm thinking Border and I'm saying Sholay. I'm thinking Border though.
Yeah. Number 3 was Ishq. Number 4 was Pardes. Number 5 was Gupt,
Oh,
The
Ishq,
Hidden Truth.
that Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, Ajay
Dude,
Devgan,
all
Juhi
these movies
Chawla.
came out at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah crazy
It's so like it really does really mess it up for you because Dil Se and Judaai came so close together, but they're so
Dude,
different.
Man and Dil Chahta Hai came out like a year within each other. Can you believe that? So yeah.
Why? How was the quality of film so different?
Yeah. Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein and Dil Chahta Hai came out in the same year. In one film, Saif Ali Khan is playing this villain who wants the girl. In the other, he's this cool South Bombay dude.
who
So,
wants
yeah.
the girl who
That's
doesn't know if
pretty-
he wants
He
the
doesn't know
girl
he wants the girl. थोड़ी बहुत दोस्ती हुई थी यार
who
वो भी
wants
चली
the girl
जाती.
only if the girl doesn't want him
But
back.
that's how you know that audiences have different taste,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
there's audience for everyone here in India.
Yeah.
So if you have a bad idea, just try it out anyway because somebody might watch it.
No, but apparently right now जोन ये चल रहा है ना कि आपको तुमको बड़ा मास्टरपीस ही बनाना पड़ेगा ensemble cast बड़े बड़े सेट लेके ऐसे छोटा मोटा नहीं चलेगा.
Producer is giving sign to wrap up.
Yeah,
so let's
I
do a
was thinking.
rewatchability scale. On the
Yeah, let's
rewatchability
do
scale
that.
of 1 to 10.
Wait,
Nev?
weren't we supposed to think of an alternate?
That's after this.
Okay.
We'll come there. That'll happen. That's for our audio listeners, not these video
But
watchers.
by the way, people have started commenting कि अरे यार तुम
हम
वीडियो
लोग को
में
क्यों
क्यों
नहीं दिखा रहे
नहीं?
हो?
And then somebody
Yeah.
replied also अबे भाई उनको उधर भी viewership चाहिए.
So we'll come to alternate ending, but on a rewatchability scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Judaai?
Oh, 8, 9. I would watch it
Really?
with my friends for
Yeah.
sure. Are you kidding? Like, especially a few scenes.
But you said
Why wouldn't you?
find large parts of it cringy, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
why
a
would you
few
give
scenes.
it a 9?
Because it's still rewatchable.
ये क्या maths का
I'm just
एग्जाम चल रहा है क्या कि आपने steps के marks नहीं मिलने वाले ये
I'm
क्या
just
है?
trying to get the
Cringy
reason.
things are rewatchable
Yeah.
because they're cringy. That's why you like. That's why it's funny in the
See,
first
there's a
place.
difference between cringe and cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something like I'd show at like my friends in a party or something. Do you remember this?
Okay.
Or
And
like
night
ask people
out.
to
This
watch.
is a night out movie,
Yeah,
yeah.
ask
That you
people
should
to-
watch with your Sautan. I
Or
will
like-
watch it with my Sautan.
Sautan. Wait, who's the
अब 100
Sautan
करोड़
again?
दे दिया तूने अब मेरे साथ पिक्चर देख हाँ
Who's this? Oh,
Sautan
yeah,
is
okay.
Urmila
That's right.
who's the other woman. Urjita, for you on a scale of 1 to 10?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Wow, are you guys serious?
I didn't remember
You know, when I
how
watched it yesterday, I came here and I told other people to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was
Don't
watching
you
this
feel
with
like it
other
was a
people.
bit of a relic of its time? Like if
It is a terrible movie, but
then why
will I-
9?
Because it's rewatchable. I wouldn't watch
See,
a good
that's
movie
the
again.
question. If it is rewatchable or not. Now you don't change the metric.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
हम इंग्लिश के हिसाब से जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे. इंग्लिश के हिसाब से rewatchable है.
A movie is not rewatchable only because it's
Does
like
it
good.
hold up is the question.
It doesn't hold up at all.
But it's still rewatchable.
Yeah.
The show is called Has It Aged Well?
तो ये बाद में
It has
पूछते
not
हैं, has it
aged well, but I will watch it again.
In bits and pieces it has.
Yeah, that I agree. So
Yeah,
like I
bits
said,
and
a good
pieces
100
it
minutes
has.
of the film
So
is very
you
watchable.
usually have a rating, and I was going to rate it correctly, but you haven't gotten there yet.
So that's the
like-
rating.
Oh no! Okay, listen. Don't you have like the relic is the end, but there's also a middle and
No, the rewatchability scale is the Has It Aged Well scale. So 1 being it was a relic of its time and 10 being oh my god I found
What?
something new.
Really?
Oh, ये मुझे भी
Yeah.
अभी पता चला.
Yeah.
Wow,
remember this
29 episodes in.
I thought rewatchability was different from the quality
Yeah,
of the
the thing
film.
No,
is, we have
so-
said rewatchability so
Okay.
many times we forgot.
30 episodes in, let me tell you the reasoning of the scale.
Yeah.
The reasoning being the better it has aged, the more you want to rewatch it. So 1 is
But
means
that is not always
That's
connected.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
I
I'm
don't-
trying to say. You have to. Okay, in this episode, you're going to split it. Okay.
okay. So on a rewatchability, you give it a 9.
Yeah.
On a Has It Aged Well, how much would you give it?
6.
5. Like it's in the middle. 5.
Okay.
Wow, you're
okay.
breaking-
तो मैं भी 5.
You're
मैं-
breaking the format now.
Yeah. Well, this movie deserves that
Yeah.
because
is
We're
this-
splitting it in 2 because you know
One
that's
is the
the thing. That's
one
the
is the
theme of
Sridevi
the show.
scale, one is the Urmila scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
sure.
guess.
Yeah, that's
but
what.
but you gotta understand this film. Like it is not. We can't. We have to be facts over here, right? Like it is a bad film. So people shouldn't get us wrong and be like, "Oh, this film is a really good film."
It's not a bad film.
It's not a bad
Okay, it's
film.
not a bad film, but you
ऐसा
know
It's
what?
a film of
ऐसा
its
मत बोलो
time.
मुझे तो अच्छी लगी थी. मुझे तो अच्छी लगी थी. क्या गलत था ये
No,
मूवी
it's
में?
just if you think like now we're just
Morally
talking
morally
about
wrong.
no,
No,
we're
not
just
even
talking about
morally
Morally wrong. The
Dilse.
ending, no, that
No,
that
this
is
the
resolved.
quality
yeah.
of the film. It feels like it was
Very much
older
of the
than
90s.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, Dilse and this came around the same time is impossible to think. Like compared to Dilse,
like,
the quality of this is
You just
much
said
less.
in some dialogue she says Kal Muhi. Nobody in Dil To Pagal Hai or Dil Se will say Kal Muhi. You know, it's
Yeah.
a very 90s.
So
tone.
I feel थोड़ा सा हमारा भी इसमें bias आ रहा है because if we feel that like you gave the example of Dil Se, right?
Yeah.
कि Dil Se you feel like it is an important movie because it deals with the you know मतलब nations warring with each other. It deals with more important topics.
So does Border.
I'm not.
So
I'm
does
not just
Border,
talking
yeah.
about the plot. I'm talking about the treatment of
yeah.
the film.
The
Like
production quality, everything.
yeah, everything.
Satrangi Re is a
It
song that
just-
still feels new when you watch it.
Yeah,
It's not-
Judaai
yeah.
feels like it was made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Even the sound, the
The
background
Bombay is
sound,
so
everything.
fake from the balcony that you can point out the fake.
So for me visuals don't matter so much. मतलब इतना मैं ध्यान से ये नहीं सोचती कि अच्छा ये पुराना लग रहा है. For me it is more about the story and the dialogue.
Oh, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was very entertaining and there are like a so अगर see end में अगर ऐसा दिखाते हैं that Sridevi Amiri अगर nobody learned their lesson then it would have been a relic of its time very properly. But
Yeah.
she learns her lessons.
She
I feel there
learns
is
her lesson.
great conflict. She learns her
She does.
lesson
Yep.
and I feel like I feel it has aged well, yaar. It's
No,
not
but see,
that
like,
bad.
I mean, when you see Judaai and when you see Gehraiyan, you still see a difference, right? It's not. It's still about like
Oh,
infidelity
plotline.
or whatever.
Yeah, Gehraiyan is not that entertaining.
You know what? Let's
Okay.
not break the format.
Yeah,
Let's just
separate.
say rewatchable. It's a good film.
My
on the
rating
8.
is still remaining. Can
Yeah,
I give
yeah.
my rating?
you,
Okay.
you were like a solid 6.
I will stick to one rating, one scale. Sorry, not one rating. And on a rewatchability scale, I give it a 5.
Okay, I give it more then. I give it an 8 because we really
You
liked
gave a
it.
9 on the rewatchability scale.
No, I gave 8. She gave 9. I said
Acha,
8
you
or
said
9.
8.
Yeah,
Cool.
I said
Okay.
8.
Yeah.
So you both 9.
Yeah.
5 for me. Cool. On that note, thank you so much, Niveditha, for taking time out from your busy schedule to do this show. We are very honored. Anything you want to plug before we wrap up?
Watch my YouTube video, I guess. I don't know.
Where can people watch it?
On my YouTube channel.
Which is called?
Niveditha Prakasam. Thank you.
You should have asked it in Paresh Rawal's tone. कहाँ पे?
कहाँ पे मिलेगा?
I feel it's the tone now, because questions ऐसे rapid fire हम answer करते. It's the tone. Like when you were asking me, मुझे डर लग गया था. So it's the tone की. कहाँ पे आपका video?
And where can people find you on social media?
Instagram.
Okay, you want to give out your Instagram handle?
Prakasam. I think just look at it in the description.
You forgot your own ID.
Yeah, I don't remember these things. I don't go on Instagram, guys. Don't follow me on Instagram. It's terrible.
So, like, we are going to plug Niveditha's video in the link in the description.
Only watch my YouTube video.
In return, she's going to plug this episode in her 3 million wala YouTube video. So, it's a fair trade.
Also, they can watch your Netflix special on Netflix.
No, that's not necessary.
Okay, cool. Also, Queen of Comedy, Niveditha Prakasam.
That's also not.
It's like I'm the Queen Targaryen or something. It was like winner of reality shows. YouTube release happened recently. It's like
cool. Whatever the most recent video is, you'll find in the description. Urjita, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram @urjitavani. You can also find me on Twitter @VaniUrjita, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. New stand-up video coming soon. अब तक आ गया होगा, I feel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And if you have 100 crores, you can buy Urjita's boyfriend/husband.
Husband, boyfriend.
Oh, no boyfriend, only husband. And you can follow me on Twitter @AbbasMomin and AbbasMomin88 on Instagram. And I don't think any of my video is out yet, so you're going to have to make do with this. Thank you so much, Niveditha. Thank you, everyone watching. Audio listeners can stay back for the... I feel like a teacher. Audio listeners can stay back for the alternate ending.
Teacher never asks can, no. Say ki teacher, audio listeners will have to stay back. That will be teacher.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Also check out Just a Filmy Game Show hosted by Antariksh Thakkar and Pop Rap hosted by Snehil and Nija. There's some really good episodes out there. And please come back to join us on Has It Aged Well next week with a new movie and a new guest. Till then, bye-bye.